Dr. Jaxon angrily broke his laser pointer in half, frustrated by the humans who continued to outsmart and irritate him. He glared at the packed auditorium of Iconian scientists, his iridescent blue scales shimmering under the stage lights as his amber eyes flashed with frustration. The findings were clear. Humans consistently outclassed the Iconians in intelligence. Despite decades of research, the Iconians couldn't match human problem-solving speed, creativity, or adaptability. As Dr. Jaxon stormed off stage, his lab coat billowing, doubts arose among the Iconian audience. However, Dr. Jaxon was determined to prove human superiority and understand their mental abilities before it was too late. On Earth, 28-year-old scientist Ryan Allen worked tirelessly in his cluttered lab, scribbling on a whiteboard surrounded by empty energy drink cans. He knew he had to unlock the secrets of the human mind to ensure humanity's survival in the face of impending contact with alien civilizations. When he received an offer from Dr. Jaxon to collaborate on understanding human intelligence, Ryan saw it as humanity's last hope and accepted without hesitation. The journey to the Iconian homeworld was a blur of hyperspace jumps and sleepless nights for Ryan. He immersed himself in the groundbreaking research sent by Dr. Jaxon, knowing it could change everything. Upon arrival, Ryan was greeted by Dr. Jaxon and his research team. Despite the advanced technology and impressive surroundings, progress in understanding the human mind was slow. As Ryan and Dr. Jaxon worked closely together, they formed a strong bond, spending long nights in the lab discussing theories and sharing personal stories. However, not everyone supported their partnership. Dr. Mason, a rival scientist, criticized their efforts, claiming it was a waste of time to study human cognition. But Dr. Jaxon remained steadfast, believing that the data spoke for itself. Zor and humans possess untapped potential. We must grasp it. Dr. Mason's eyes narrowed. You're playing a dangerous game. The scientific council will never approve of this research. You're risking everything. Ryan stepped forward. We're on the verge of a breakthrough. We can't stop now. Dr. Mason turned to Ryan, his lip curling. Stay out of this, human. You have no idea what you've stumbled into. With that, Dr. Mason stormed off, his lab coat flapping behind him. Ryan turned to Dr. Jaxon, his heart pounding. What was that about? Dr. Jaxon sighed. Dr. Mason is a powerful figure in the scientific council. He has many allies. If he turns them against us, our research could be shut down. Ryan clenched his fists. We can't let that happen. We have to keep going. And so they did, but now they worked in secret, conducting experiments in hidden labs and remote locations. They couldn't risk Dr. Mason finding out. As they delved deeper into the mysteries of human cognition, they made a startling discovery. Look at this, Dr. Jaxon said, pointing to a holographic display of a human brain. Do you see that neural structure? It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Ryan leaned in, his eyes widening. That's it. That's the key. It's what allows humans to make intuitive leaps and connections that Iconians can't. Dr. Jaxon nodded. We have to study it further. This could change everything. They worked tirelessly, mapping the structure and testing its capabilities. Ryan dubbed it the creativity cortex. It was the missing piece of the puzzle. Finally, they were ready to present their findings to the scientific council. Ryan's heart raced as they prepared their presentation. But as they made their way to the council chambers, Ryan couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. The halls were too quiet, the air too still. They rounded a corner and found themselves face to face with Dr. Mason and a squad of armed guards. Going somewhere? Dr. Mason asked, a triumphant smile on his face. Ryan and Dr. Jaxon froze. They were caught. Ryan's heart hammered in his chest as he stared at the urgent message on his data pad from Lucas Coldwell, their mysterious benefactor who had been funding their research for years. We have to go now, Ryan said, his voice trembling. Dr. Jaxon turned, his amber eyes widening as he read the message. By the stars, Calwell is right. We're not safe here. They quickly gathered their research data and prepared to leave the lab. But as they stepped into the hallway, they were met by a squad of heavily armed Iconian special forces, led by Dr. Mason. Going somewhere? Dr. Mason sneered, his eyes glinting with malice. Ryan and Dr. Jaxon froze, their hearts pounding. They were trapped. Time is running short. They raced through the winding corridors of the Institute, evading patrols of Iconian guards. Ryan's lungs burned with exertion, but he pushed himself harder, knowing every second counted. As they approached the spaceport, another team of Iconian special forces ambushed them. Ryan and Dr. Jaxon dove for cover, exchanging fire with their pursuers. Ryan felt a searing pain in his shoulder from a blaster bolt grazing him, but he gritted his teeth and kept fighting. Beside him, Dr. Jaxon cried out in pain, catching a blaster bolt in his chest. Ryan rushed to his side, seeing his friend's iridescent blue scales stained with dark purple blood. With Ryan's help, Dr. Jaxon struggled to his feet, and they staggered toward the spaceport, leaning on each other for support. As they neared the landing pad, they saw a small, unmarked ship waiting for them. Declan, one of Dr. Jackson's loyal research assistants, urged them aboard, quickly plotting a course for Earth to avoid Iconian warships. Ryan and Dr. Jaxon collapsed into their seats as the ship lifted off, streaking towards the stars. However, their escape did not go unnoticed. A fleet of Iconian warships appeared on their sensors, closing in fast. Ryan leaned over Declan's shoulder, studying the ship's displays, searching for a way to outmaneuver their pursuers. He pointed to a dense asteroid field, suggesting they lose them there. Declan hesitated, but Ryan's determination convinced him. They navigated through the tumbling rocks, with Iconian warships in pursuit. Despite the danger, Declan's piloting skills proved unmatched, and they emerged from the asteroid field, leaving their pursuers behind. On Earth, Lucas Bennett paced his private office, worried about Ryan and Dr. Jackson's safety. He knew their journey was far from over, with the Iconians relentless in their pursuit. Determined to protect them, Bennett instructed his assistant to prepare the lab for their arrival. As the ship touched down, Ryan and Dr. Jaxon stumbled out, greeted by Bennett and his team of security personnel. "Welcome back to Earth, Ryan, Dr. Jaxon," Bennett said firmly, shaking their hands. "Time is of the essence," Bennett urged as they piled into a sleek black transport vehicle, swiftly departing from the landing pad. Ryan observed the cityscape blur past the windows, his mind racing with questions. "Where are we going?" he asked. Bennett smiled cryptically. "Somewhere safe. Somewhere we can continue your work without interference." The transport descended into an underground tunnel, enveloping them in darkness until they emerged in a vast, high-tech research facility bustling with activity. "Welcome to the Prometheus Institute," Bennett announced, spreading his arms wide. "The most advanced research center on Earth. We've assembled the best minds from across the globe to help you unravel the secrets of the creativity cortex." Ryan and Dr. Jaxon exchanged a glance, marveling at the sight before them. They were led to a sprawling laboratory filled with cutting-edge equipment and technology. Holographic displays flickered to life, showing detailed scans of human and Iconian brains. They immersed themselves in their work with renewed energy, poring over the collected data. A startling realization dawned on them as they analyzed the scans. Dr. Jaxon leaned back in his chair, his amber eyes wide with shock. "The creativity cortex is not unique to humans," he exclaimed. "It's present in all sentient species, including Iconians. But in humans, it's far more developed and active." Ryan nodded, grasping the implications. "That's why we're able to make intuitive leaps and connections that other species can't. It's what sets us apart." They theorized that unlocking the full potential of the creativity cortex lay in a specific combination of genetic markers and environmental factors present in human DNA. They worked tirelessly, developing gene therapies and cognitive enhancement techniques. However, their groundbreaking research attracted unwanted attention. The Iconian government, still smarting from their escape, saw their work as a threat. Other alien species also took notice, viewing human intelligence as a challenge to their power and influence. Ryan and Dr. Jaxon found themselves at the center of a galactic conflict, with various factions vying for control of their research. Amidst the chaos, Declan, a key member of their team, revealed a shocking secret. He was a deep-cover agent sent by the Iconian government to infiltrate the Institute and steal their research. "I was loyal to my people," Declan confessed. "But working with you, seeing the incredible potential of your research, I know now that I was on the wrong side. I want to help you succeed, no matter the cost." For Ryan and Dr. Jaxon, this revelation forced them to confront difficult ethical questions about the nature of intelligence and humanity's role in the galaxy. With time running out and the fate of their species hanging in the balance, they threw themselves into their work with renewed urgency, pushing the boundaries of science and confronting the fundamental truths of the universe itself. Ryan's thoughts raced with the implications of their discovery. "All this time we've been focusing on gene therapies and cognitive enhancements, but the key to unlocking the full potential of the creativity cortex lies in understanding and harnessing the underlying laws of the cosmos," he mused. Dr. Jackson's eyes sparkled with excitement. Imagine what we could achieve with this knowledge, Ryan. We could tap into the very source of creativity and intelligence, granting humans abilities beyond anything previously imagined. They dove into their work, poring over the data and running countless simulations. Days turned into weeks as they pushed the boundaries of their understanding, developing a revolutionary new technology that could interface directly with the fundamental forces of the universe. However, as they delved deeper into the mysteries of the cosmos, strange anomalies began to appear. At first, the anomalies were subtle, a flicker of light here, a ripple in spacetime there. But soon, they grew in intensity and frequency, threatening to tear apart the very fabric of reality. Reports flooded in from across the galaxy of massive gravitational distortions and spacetime fluctuations causing widespread destruction and chaos. Ryan and Dr. Jaxon watched in horror as the screens in their lab displayed the unfolding catastrophe. They realized with a sinking feeling that their actions had inadvertently triggered a chain reaction that threatened to consume everything. "We have to do something," Ryan said, his voice filled with determination. "We can't let this destruction continue." Dr. Jaxon nodded grimly. "We must find a way to stop it, no matter the cost." They gathered their equipment and prepared to embark on a dangerous mission to the heart of the cosmic maelstrom. Declan, who had been watching the events unfold with growing concern, stepped forward. "I'm coming with you," he declared. "I may have started as an agent of the Iconian government, but my loyalty now lies with you and the fate of the galaxy." As they boarded their ship and set a course for the center of the storm, Ryan couldn't shake the feeling that they were heading towards a confrontation with something far beyond their understanding. The journey was perilous, fraught with danger at every turn. Finally, they reached the heart of the maelstrom, a swirling vortex of energy and matter that defied comprehension. As they approached, a presence made itself known, an ancient and incomprehensible intelligence that existed beyond the bounds of space and time. "I am the architect," the entity spoke, its voice resonating through their minds. "The source of all creativity and innovation in the universe." Ryan and Dr. Jaxon exchanged a glance, realizing they were in the presence of something truly cosmic in scale. "Please," Ryan begged, "you have to stop this destruction. Spare humanity and the galaxy. We'll do anything." But the architect remained unmoved, its vast consciousness indifferent to the fate of individual species and civilizations. In that moment, Ryan and Dr. Jaxon understood what they had to do. The only way to save the universe was to sacrifice themselves, to merge their own consciousness with the architect and become a part of the cosmic intelligence. They turned to Declan, tears streaming down their faces. "We have to do this," Dr. Jaxon said, his voice cracking. "It's the only way." Declan's eyes glistened with understanding and sorrow. "Your sacrifice will not be in vain. I will make sure your legacy lives on." With a final embrace, Ryan and Dr. Jaxon bid farewell to their friend and the life they had known. They turned to face the architect, their minds and souls ready to surrender to the infinite expanse of the cosmos. As they stepped forward, their physical forms began to dissolve, merging with the fabric of the universe in a blinding flash of light. They became one with the architect, their consciousness expanding to encompass the entirety of existence. And with that, the gravitational anomalies and spacetime distortions ceased. The galaxy began to heal from the chaos that had been unleashed. Declan watched as the maelstrom dissipated, a profound sense of loss and awe washing over him. He knew that Ryan and Dr. Jackson's sacrifice had saved them all, and he vowed to honor their memory by rebuilding and uniting the fractured civilizations of the galaxy. As he set a course back to Earth, Declan couldn't help but reflect on the true nature of the creativity cortex. Not just a neural structure or a cosmic entity, but a fundamental aspect of life itself. The driving force behind all progress, discovery, and evolution. And though Ryan and Dr. Jaxon were gone, their spirit lived on in every new idea, every innovation, and every leap forward in the ongoing story of the universe. If you appreciated this story and wish to show your support, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Additionally, for each comment containing 88, I will heart every single one. Thank you for your time.